Hey, the average Joe here. Hey, last week we did a little ASHRAE kind of exhaust standard space, kind of showed how a little kitchen hood could be laid out in HVAC solution. And I had users ask me about other type of ASHRAE standards we had in the software. You'll see we have three different color spaces here, and what they are is you've come up here to the interface, ASHRAE 62 space with all the different types. Uh, and then ASHRAE 170, and that's what we're going to look at today. The nursing room, come down here, pick like an operating room. And when you do that, is on these spaces, a lot of them are populated with some data that's related to the ventilation, 62 or the ASHRAE 170, or just the standard space here. And so let's look at that up here, and we're going to create this project. I used our new air handler configurable, and then we put an ASHRAE 170 space on there and defined the temperatures and the relative humidity, as well as that we wanted it to be positive. Based on the size of the room that we entered in, it came up to CFM, right? Because there's so many air changes that each 170 space needs. I put in an operating room filtration, a MERV 16. And then you'll see the ventilation that's coming in, and then the relief air is less. That's 373 because the space is positive. So supply air, return air, relief, and we'll look at the space and how all that shows it in the space. Then obviously the temperatures we're leaving and the load that air handler has to 88,000 BTUs. So let's go in. We're going to go to File, go to New Project. And if you'd like, we're not going to do economizer on this. Okay, and then I'm located in this area. We're out in Utah. So we're going to come to the wizard, and we're going to go to our new air handler configurable wizard and just answer these questions. So we want to show a space with our air handler. We want an air handler configurable, a terminal unit serving that space to vary the airflow if we'd like. We'd like heating and cooling. Then we want hydronic, and there's different options if you don't want hydronic, but we'll build the schematics related to the hydronic and then other options you might want as part of that air handler. What type of terminal unit, reheat, we can actually put in there like a Titus. And then we'll just do one zone, one space. We're just going to kind of do an OR room. So here's where I have to input the heat loss of that room from the Lowe's program. So let's just say 9,000. And anytime you don't understand something, grab that question mark and just drop it on. It's going to tell you what it's calculating or what you need to input. So for heating, we'll go like 68. For cooling, we'll do 68 actually. Heating, we'll do like 75. Some ORs like to go lower than that. Some ORs like to go up to 60. And then here's where I'm going to enter the length. So we'll say it's an OR of 20 by 40 by like 14 feet high, or usually taller. We don't want any terminal units. So now you see the area and the volume. So I don't want to supply, I don't want to put a CFM in here. I want to come in and just say, I want to look at my ASHRAE options, 170, and I want to come down here to nursing. And then we'll go find that OR operating room. And so you'll see the default is 20 air changes per hour. Now I could change that and make that higher if I wanted, but that's what the ASHRAE says. And then I want that space to be positive, right? And it's nice to have ORs positive. And then the air change for ventilation, it says I need 4 air changes of ventilation. So that either needs to be exhausted or relieved, and we'll relieve it. So I don't want to exhaust anything there. I could add the exhaust fan though. And now it's going to ask me questions about, since I had a hydronic heating and cooling coil in the air handler, we're just going to go through boiler, air-cooled chiller, how many boilers, how many air-cooled chillers, how I want to pump those pumping, how many pumps. Okay, some valves, we can throw in expansion tank, air separator, add some fluid filtration if I wanted. If all goes well, I hit finish here. There's my air handler, and I can see it's got the blue space for the ASHRAE 170. There's my hydronic hot water schematic, my hydronic chilled water schematic, then my boiler schematic for the gas piping. Zoom in there, uh, highlight that, right click with my mouse, put some airflow in there. I can come up to the air handler tool and come over and say I could have put a filter, on a note in that air handler and say, I'd like to add a nice, no manufacturer box angled MERV 16, put that in the ductwork. You notice the static went up on the fan because now it sees that. You can always click on a fan and look at the pressure drop of that fan going in and out there. So anyway, very easy to lay out that system and in conjunction with the right parameters and standards of ASHRAE 170. Hope this has been helpful. Hey, thanks for watching.